Everybody, welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA update. Is Algorand looking to pump to $11? Here's my thought theory. So guys, diving into some TA today. Okay, we're on the weekly time frame here. I've got this level of resistance and this level of support that okay, so this is key resistance, this is key support for Algo. Now if this is the lows right now and Algo's forming some sort of bottom structure, potentially we are looking in the next bull run at $11. Let me explain why. Okay, so if this is the structural low, okay, we go from this low, we get a fib on back to the all-time high. Now I do believe Algorand could easily within the next bull run easily get back to this point. Okay, and I'm going to explain why shortly. But looking at this, okay, if this is our foundational low right here, okay, and you start to break out of this and working your way up to resistance, coming back for support, I do think Algo is going to look to break in the next bull run to $11. Okay, it's the 1618 target from this low. If this is the low and you're retracing to this high, okay, you start to do something like this and Algorand starts to break out and tackle above this all-time high. For me, okay, within however long it may take, guys, a time period, you know, it could all be over the space of a few years, I'll be honest, but $11 is definitely a target that I'm going to be watching for in the near future, okay, because it's literally, if this is the low, this is our 0 fib, okay, the all-time high is our 1 fib. Once you start to break $2.80, okay, your first target in mind for me is $5.29 at a minimum, okay, once you break out of this all-time high. And then again, that extensive target up there at the 1618. Now, what would give this confirmation, as I've said, okay, is literally breaking out of this channel, okay, because right now you're in this channel, you're looking to form a low. This is either some sort of retracement to the EMAs where you're going to pull back and continue a reversal wave. If you do start to lose 27 cents, okay, this is basically just continuation of the trend and we'll have downside targets. But right now you can see that you're holding support beautifully here. Okay, and you're coiling up like this, you're coiling up, you're just looking to come back for higher levels of support. And if you can hold that here, okay, and you could see Algo break 39 cents, okay, and close above that on the weekly. I know we've got the 41, which is our most recent local high, but you can see on the weekly, the closes actually tie up with 39 cents. So for me, if you start to see a weekly close above 39 cents here, okay, that is your confirmational signal that for me, a next point of contact, you're going to be coming up to this 55, okay, and equally back up to this previous support and looking to turn that into resistance, okay. So right now, what we need to see is the break of this 39 cents. But within doing so, I did say, okay, looking here on the weekly, I did say that potentially, okay, from this 41 cents, that Algo was looking to come back in and put a higher low. And I said, if you do come back to the 0618, do look for that area of support for a breakout. And you could see that Algorand, okay, it came down and it actually wicked lower than the 1618, but the candle closes itself was around the area of 32 cents. Okay, and right off of that area, the golden ratio, the golden pocket, you are starting to get this push up. Okay, so if we could start to see the weekly close above 33 cents, the 050 here, if we can close above this on the weekly, I think it's very good. I think it's very, very good moving forward, and potentially what you're looking to do again is come up and retest this local high. And what you would have seen happen, okay, is you come up impulsively, you've come back down for support. Right now you're looking to break back up to this key resistance area, which at that time would be a very important decision because we've retested the weekly 20 once, we've come back for support, we've formed a higher low than this low, okay, and right now we're looking to attack it for a second time. So in theory, what you're seeing here is some sort of coil up, okay, where you've got this low right now in regards to candle closes. Okay, you've got this ascending level of support. You've got support here, you've got support here, you've got support here, and now you've got support here. So for me, what it looks like is you've come up to resistance, come back for a higher level of support. Right now, you're trying to push back up to that. If you do start to see the tackle above that, as I've said, if you do start to see the tackle above the weekly 20 and you start to hold and close above 39 cents, for me, your next target is this red 55 and this previous support area, the last area of support. The Algorand basically tried to hold, it ran into resistance and basically fell to this low. Right now you're coiling up, trying to break back up to that previous support area and the 55 weekly EMA and to look to retest that for resistance. Now if you did, okay, in the near short term, I know we said we were looking at $11 and that will be my target moving forward, guys. There will be many videos that you will see me mention $11 in. But for me, as I've said, that is my potential target moving forward. Right now, we are overcooked to the downside. You've got this massive gap in the EMAs. Okay, you're basically forming some sort of foundation here, and all you have to do is break above this weekly 20, and I think you will get a retest of this 55. This 55, since you've been in this downtrend, hasn't even been retested once yet. You know, and we've seen the likes of XRP, we've seen the likes of Dogecoin already test their weekly 55. So is this in play for many other alts as well? Is Dogecoin, XRP, and a few other coins starting to lead the way here and show signs that potentially this is, you know, coins are putting in their lows and they're looking to retrace, come back for a higher level of support and continue and get out of the fucking woods here? Excuse my French. But you know, a lot of us have been here. A lot of us have been involved. You know, people may have been buying up here. A lot of people would have been buying into the FOMO, and people like myself, you know, I think I got in around these lows, okay, with Algo. I'd never been in before, but you know, I just saw this as a massive opportunity. When you zoom out and look at this chart, guys, okay, when you zoom out and look at this chart, what you could potentially see here, okay, on the scale of Algo, okay, from its inception, you had this correction, okay, now from this low, okay, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulsive waves up, okay, and for me, that's a wave one. That's one large wave, okay, so you can see that's multiple waves within waves. This is how it works, okay, you got waves within waves. So for me, that's a wave one, okay, and potentially right now, what you're doing is forming a sharp corrective wave two, and that's what we've had. We've had this sharp, stiff, deep pull down, whatever you want to call it, okay, and you've basically come back to a higher level of support right now, looking to foundationally build a low before you get this breakout. Okay, so if all goes well, potentially what we're looking at, as I've said, you've got these 5 waves in this wave one, okay, and potentially right now you've also got, so you've got this wave one, okay, 5 waves within that. Right now you've had this large correction, sharp correction, which is potentially a wave two. Right now, if you start to come out and tackle above this $2.80, I do think potentially you're looking to create some sort of large wave three here, okay, with a pullback to wave four, and whatever else, looking for higher highs basically. But to get this exactly bang on, do forgive me, to get this exactly bang on, what I think's occurring, okay, and why I think this $11, get that bang on, it's wrong, why I think this $11 is potentially a key target. As I've said, you got waves within waves. This was a bull run, okay, and you had 5 waves within that. That's your wave one. Right now we're correcting, sharp wave two. Okay, if you start to come up and break through this golden ratio here and break through $1.17 and equally break through the all-time high, okay, I know I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight. This could take a lot of time, guys, a lot of time. You can see that this period here has been a few years, okay? So, but what we would like to see for continuation of bullish structure and that these lows are in is to start tackling the golden ratio, start tackling the all-time high in the near future, look to pull back for support and basically get your 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be a long dragged out sideways wave 4, and then the impulsive blow off top to $11 in the next bull run. Okay, so by 2025, wherever it may be, but potentially what we're seeing here is Algo's looking for that. Okay, it's looking for that run. You've got beautiful ascending support here on the weekly time frame. Okay, if these lows hold, you've got amazing support, absolutely amazing support. And what we would like to see here, okay, as I've said, if you start losing these local lows for Algo and start losing that 27 cents, it's very negative, okay, because you're getting rejected by the weekly 20, failing to break out, hit your head on resistance, you're looking to roll over and potentially retest the lows of the Corona dump back in 2020 for March. Okay, and at that point, if you did do that, that would have to hold, otherwise it's getting very, very scary here. But right now, as you're saying, okay, look, you've come up impulsively, you come back corrective, we're coiling up for a foundation. If you start to see the tackle above the 20, the 55 is the next area of play for me, which ties up with previous support that we lost, and now you could be running back up to that to resistance. And at this point, okay, this is what I'm looking for here, guys, okay, this is exactly what I'm looking for. If okay, we do see this pump up, okay, to the 55, and we meet resistance equally the 55, okay, we have to break the 20 first, of course, okay, this foundation, we have to get out of here first to confirm that. But if you start to see the break and you run up to that 55, at that point, what I'm looking for, as I've said, is some sort of maybe a higher low pullback, okay, and you'd have some even larger ascending triangle on your hands, okay, and a drawed out massive foundational bottom, of which you'll be pulling back to support. Okay, right here, look, you see you'll be pulling back to previous support of this breakout. You break out, come back for support in a larger correction, hold this ascending level of support that we've got on here for the weekly time frame, and that for me is your sign that you're going to start retracing to the all-time high. Okay, because algo does work very impulsively. Look, massive impulsive move, massive corrective move, coil up, massive impulsive move. Okay, it's basically how it works. It's all about holding support. So if we can hold this trend line right here, just to make that clearer, okay, you've got this small ascending triangle coiling up here, okay, like this. If you start to break out of the 20, okay, you're looking for a push up to that 55, as we said. Meet the 55, come back for a higher level of support, fall back to the resistance line of this ascending triangle that we're trying to break now, pump out, fall back to that, confirm support on the weekly again with this trend line, and look for the break. Okay, that's where I'm looking for the break. And as we said, like, these foundational lows before you start to retrace to the all-time high take time, guys. They take time. You know, who would have thought that back down here, okay, in this sort of area where you was, you know, you had shoot outs to the top and a shoot out to the bottom, fake outs basically, but you was coiling up in some sort of random area, and when you did start to break out of resistance, okay, and you did coil up like this, okay, and you started to break out, that was your go sign. You came up, you held support on previous resistance, you broke out, held support, boom, extension. Okay, you got your continuation. So look, resistance, pull back, higher support, resistance, pull back, higher support, resistance, correction, lost support, correction. Okay, this is a correction. It's a very steep correction for support. Okay, and we have come down quite brutally. So just as you've seen, okay, just as you've seen here, guys. Gosh, what am I doing? Sorry. Just want to get all that off. Just as you've seen, you came down so impulsively. You went up so impulsively. You've come down very impulsively. You can go up so impulsively. Over time, this may seem a bit stupid, but just from showing you what I've showed you there, okay, if potentially, okay, you've got the all-time high, right, and you're coiling up on this ascending level of support, many moons away, but you could see that algo is potentially coiling up in some sort of large double bottom. And if this is a higher low here than these lows, as I've said, you are looking to retrace back up to the all-time high, okay, within the space of a year or two. And at that point, again, if you break that, you're sort of coiling up in this large ascending triangle, and the technical target of this ascending triangle would be something like that, and you could see this $41. Again, it's a long shoot, guys. It's a very long shot, very far away, and I just, yeah, it's just something I got on the charts there. On the monthly, again, okay, you can see that right now, if you do hold this level of support and you do start to coil up like this, what you need to see is the breakout, okay, because you're potentially caught in some massive horizontal. Right now, if you come up and you start breaking this resistance, okay, on the monthly time frame, for me, that's your go signal once again, okay, and you're going to be coming up and retracing to the all-time high. But basically, yeah, guys, that's my predictions here. If this is the low, I'm retracing to the all-time high. $11 in the next bull run is my minimum target, okay, and that's a potential from current price. You're looking at a 3,396% improvement here. Of which point, if you do get up to that point, okay, as I've said, if you do get up to that point, you got this wave 1, this wave 2, this ABC even, okay, because you got this A, B, C potential to the upside. At that point, I think a larger correction will come into play, and you'll either fall back to the previous all-time high and get a bit further extension, or you're going to look to come back to the 0618 and then start to come up to lower levels, and then basically this is the high for the bull run. You're going to put in a lower high here and start to roll down, okay? But I mean, it just looks juicy, doesn't it? It just looks like fear never feels like opportunity. It never does. When you was back down here in Corona, okay, and you was in this sort of structural low here, trying to find a foundation, you came down, you tried to find a foundation. Once you broke out that foundational, boof, you was off. Okay, right now, what we're trying to do is the same thing. We're trying to find higher levels of support, okay, come down, build some sort of foundation, and break out. Okay, it's literally that simple. It's all about holding this 27 cents that we have. If you start to lose that, then potentially I think you're looking to come down and retest these local lows from Corona. But yeah, guys, that's a quick update for you today on algo. Just looking at my long shot targets potentially. And yeah, where we potentially may be moving forward. So I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, from Chart Nerd TA, peace out.